Immigrants from all over the world come to Taiwan where they find work, start families, and contribute to making the island so special.
In today's installment of An Immigrant Story, we meet Colin Hodge, the founder of human rights group called Snowball Community. Our very own Stephany Yang sat down with the American entrepreneur to find out more about his work.
Snowball is an impact-focused community for human rights and freedoms in Asia.
This is Colin Hodge, the founder of Snowball Community, a group of people that gather together to brainstorm ideas about promoting human rights and freedom in Asia. Hodge says Taiwan is a vibrant democracy and a beacon of hope when it comes to human rights.
We started Snowball a bit over a year and a half ago, and Snowball is a community for people who care about human rights and freedoms, especially in Asia, and Taiwan being the most free country in Asia and most democratic country, we really felt it was important to start it here, where there's a freedom of press, freedom of speech, and we could grow a community to help not only people in Taiwan and to help Taiwan have a bigger stage worldwide, but also to help other countries in Asia and other activists in those countries. You can find all the ratings that we've done to rate the top 20 bubble tea shops.
One project that the startup launched is a campaign relating to bubble tea stores in Taiwan. Instead of judging how tasty each store's tea is, the team assessed the human rights records of various stores and determined how supportive they are of authoritarian governments. The assessment process includes deducting points based on whether individual stores violated labor and food safety laws, as well as a number of branches each store operates in China and whether they've released pro-China statements during the Hong Kong protests.
We did a drink or not campaign. The core of this was basically we wanted to make it very easy for people in Taiwan to have an impact. So how can you, with an everyday purchase, make an impact on that? And so we did a lot of research, over 50 hours of research, trying to find what are the best behaving companies when it comes to their ownership structure, their labor rights issues, and frankly their ties to authoritarian governments or democratic governments. And so what we found is basically a guide, a very simple guide, rating everything from great all the way to avoid it. And it gives people a way when you buy your bubble tea or your milk tea every day to have that impact by supporting the better shops and not supporting as much the negative shops. Fast fashion is one of them that frankly usually has pretty poor behavior.
One of the community's recent projects include raising awareness about the harsh working conditions of certain fashion brands to encourage people to develop sustainable consumption habits.
Try to look at lots of different industries and give some spotlight, I guess, to make sure that people know what industries and what companies are behaving poorly. A lot of them, for instance, will end up putting out a statement because they feel that public pressure in the Western world or democratic world to not do, for instance, to not have slave labor in China, to not use any cotton from the Xinjiang region. But then they slide back and they, a few months later when the fury dies down, they'll go and start enacting those poor policies again or kowtowing to the Chinese government again. So we try to put a spotlight on companies like that. A big thing that we look at is, frankly, fashion is just one of the worst industries across the board.
Hodge is a tech entrepreneur from the state of Pennsylvania in the U.S. In the past, he founded a dating app and managed an online video platform. 6 years ago, business opportunities brought Hodge to Taiwan for the first time.
I love Taiwan because a lot of it is challenging. At the same time, it's also very convenient and comfortable. So it's challenging because obviously learning Chinese, learning the cultural differences and how to be successful in this market is very difficult for a foreigner. But also it's convenient because getting around the city, having fresh air, fresh greenery, biking everywhere, walking everywhere, the transport is nice, and the people are just very welcoming in general. One of the big things that we're hoping to find now is collaborate with other organizations in Taiwan and abroad so that we can have a bigger impact overall. The truth is that democracy and freedom are under threat worldwide. They're under threat in Taiwan, they're under threat in my home country in America, and we want to be a force as citizens pushing back against those bad actors and authoritarian governments.
Hodge says he hopes to grow the Snowball community. He also hopes to raise awareness and improve human rights and freedom around the world. FTV reporter Stephany Yang, Wang Yanchen, and Cai Chen Yu in Taipei.